Hi, welcome to Teddy's Night Tales, the series where I consume a non-alcoholic beer and try to tell you the plot of a movie from memory alone. Today's movie, The Prestige. Okay, let's go. We open on Michael Caine is talking to a child and he expositions the idea of what the prestige is. And he says, the prestige is like the third part of a magic trick where it's very important. He demonstrates it with a bird. And a bird that there's a magic trick where you can make the bird come out with another arm, but then this bird dies. So he sets that up, and then we start the story with Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale are like fledgling magicians who are having discussions about what makes a magician good. And they're early on, and then they're discussing the performance on a show where I think Hugh Jackman's wife at the time, Christian Bale and her agree that the trick should be more complicated. There should be a different kind of knot because it's too obvious, because she's in a water tank and she needs to escape. And then they exchange a knowing glance, Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman's wife. And then she tries to untie herself, but she drowns. Yeah, and Christian Bale gets blamed, but it's unclear if it was his fault. I'm not sure. And then it kind of starts off a magical rivalry. So then we kind of see them going through their respective careers. Hugh Jackman's getting quite successful, but at one point he goes to Christian Bale's show, and Christian Bale has established previously in a conversation the bullet for a bullet trick. What if someone puts in a real bullet? It could really fuck with it, because if you have to have a fake bullet because it's magic. Okay, so Hugh Jackman is then it goes to his show and is in disguise. It's the first of many amazing disguises where he's just got this weirdly goofy ass beard on, and then he puts in a real bullet and it fucks up Christian Bale's finger. At this point, I believe Christian Bale meets his first wife, or no, his only wife. His wife, who's a brunette, who's funny, he's got a kid. He does a cute little magic trick with the kid. It's very adorable. Then what does Hugh Jackman do? Hugh Jackman gets mad. He stays mad. He's mad throughout. Hugh Jackman gets Scarlett Johansson as an assistant, and he starts getting better and better at magic, and he's a good showman. And he's got Michael Caine helping him out. But the rivalry continues, and then Christian Bale, I believe, sabotages another of Hugh Jackman's tricks. I can't really remember how, but he definitely does, in revenge for his fingers getting shot off. Then this whole time Christian Bale has this trick that is he calls it the transported man, and it's he gets out of one door and he kind of teleports, is the way the trick looks, right? But here's the thing, Hugh Jackman's very jealous of this, and he's trying to figure out how he does it. And Christian Bale doesn't tell him. And in the meantime, we're kind of cutting back and forth timeline-wise with Hugh Jackman going to America to explore Colorado and go talk to Nikola Tesla, who will be played by David Bowie, which is wild in retrospect. And David Bowie's assistant, so Tesla's assistant, is Andy Serkis. So it's Gollum, Andy Serkis. It's Gollum, David Bowie, and Hugh Jackman hanging out. That's a threesome. That's a blunt rotation. That's an excellent blunt rotation. I would, my precious. God. Anyway, where were we? So he's trying to figure out the transported man, and Michael Caine keeps on insisting that he's pretty sure that it has to be something to do with the body double. And Hugh Jackman's like, no, there's no way. It's too quick. It's the same guy. It's not possible. And Christian Bale, in the meantime, what's going on with Christian Bale at the time? Oh, Christian Bale, he had this conversation earlier with Hugh Jackman where he was discussing he was discussing like this other guy's trick where he has like a fishbowl. He was saying that he pretends that he's a cripple so to show that how strong he is, but he carries a fishbowl like a pregnant lady would. Hugh Jackman argues about this, about the transported man. This kind of goes back and forth for a while. Like Christian Bale breaks Hugh Jackman's legs. Hugh Jackman gets so obsessed with this that Scarlett Johansson starts to get annoyed with him, and as she goes to kind of spy on Christian Bale's show, but then she kind of falls for Christian Bale because he's kind of a hunk. I don't know if you've heard Christian Bale. Christian, bail me out of prison so I can have sex with you, Christian. I don't know. It's not even really my type, to be honest. I mean, I wouldn't say no, he's Christian Bale, but you know, more of an Andy Serkis guy myself. No, Bowie could get it. Anyway, where was I? They were having, so Hugh Jackman is still in Colorado in the future, and he's talking to David Bowie, and David Bowie is conducting some experiments and trying to figure out a way to transport a cat from place A to place B, but he's not able to do it, and he's getting frustrated. And then Hugh Jackman realizes, wait, there's a murder. Oh, and Christian Bale in the future is in prison, and we're not really sure why exactly at this point. Yes, and Hugh Jackman then, okay, so he stumbles across some, he puts his hat into the machine, and then we cut, and it's like the hat is amongst a bunch of cats, heavily implying that David Bowie has developed the technology to duplicate, but not to transport. Now, at this point I'm going to get a bit muddled, because I'm not really sure how we get to certain moments, because now I have moments in my head. But Christian Bale has his big... Oh, Hugh Jackman in real time, not in the future, Hugh Jackman in real time hires a double to play him, but the double is quite convincing and it kind of works, but then Christian Bale goes and he ruins it by like proving that the double is fake, and it's very, and that's when he breaks his leg. Sorry, I'm going back and forth in time, but to be fair, so does the movie, right? So then Christian Bale, what does he do? What is he up to this whole time? He's in prison, he tricks the guard with a trick, and it's like fun, and it makes the guard get like locked up, and because he's playing with this ball that's very important to him, and then he's talking to his assistant guy, and his assistant guy is very important because shock, twist, and horror, the assistant guy is how he's able to do the transported man, because what's been going on is they are both the same dude, but they put on makeup of each other, and they just like act and they live like one person's life as two people, which also means that one of them is in love with his wife, one of them is in love with Scarlett Johansson. It's very confusing. I wonder if what it was like in the bedroom, like if they ever, if they could tell, you know, like if you bang two twins, can you tell? Anyway, twins, let me know. We'll figure it out together. No, I don't want to bang two twins at the same time. That's ew, that's weird, that's incest. I never understood that was like a fantasy of like, ooh, two of the same. That's gross, that's disgusting. then Hugh Jackman does his trick, and it's really successful, and it's working, it's magical. But what do we find out when Christian Bale has broken out of prison? No, he's not broken out of prison, but the one that's outside, that was an assistant for him, goes to sabotage the trick. He finds out that Hugh Jackman every night is duplicating himself, but then has to kill the clone. So he kills the clone each night. So he's just like, and that's taking a really heavy toll. And then Michael Caine brings Christian Bale back to his kid. And that was The Prestige.